Hi guys, it's Mrs. Jones, and today I thought we'd do an oldie but a goodie, and we would do some watercolor painting with irises. Irises are my favorite flower to plant um, because they're just so pretty and they come up so early in the spring. They're some of the first flowers that come up. Um, And so I'm going to show you how to draw this iris. I know it looks kind of difficult, but it's really not when you go step by step. So you guys can do it. But today what you're going to need is a pencil and some paper and probably a smaller paintbrush if you've got one. If all you have is the one that came with your kit, watercolor kit, that's okay too. Maybe like that size is fine. And then your watercolors and some water and paper towel. Okay, so let me put all of that out. You don't have to do a purple iris, by the way. I think I might actually do a pink one. Got my water and my old sour cream tub that I washed out and use now. And my paper towel, paintbrush, my watercolors, and then here's my example picture, okay? So, we're going to draw it out first with a pencil, and then you can color it whatever colors you want, essentially. But you know, my favorite ones are generally like a purple or a pink or even a yellow type color, but you can do whatever colors feel good. So the first thing I'm going to do is in the middle of my paper, I'm going to do kind of a really light, almost golf ball size circle. You've seen a golf ball before? It's about that size. Okay. But I'm not going to finish it all the way. See how I left it open? And then I'm going to do another little circle on the inside here, like that. And so it ends up looking almost like a little crescent moon or a hat or something like that, like Toadstool off of Mario. And then at the top of this, I'm going to draw two little lines and a little, almost looks like a flame. Okay? The inner parts of the flower. So the next thing I'm going to draw is this big old, I feel like they look like tongues almost. It's like a big old tongue of a petal right there. So, and I'm going to do that by bringing these sides out. It almost looks like a person, huh? Like a genie. It's kind of cool. Something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect because all flowers are different. All flowers are unique, you know? And it's up to you how you want to do this, but if you want, you can pre-draw these little lines on the side and then go over them later with watercolor, or you can just leave them and then just do all of it with watercolor later. It's kind of up to you how you want to do it. So for now, I think I'm just going to leave mine without the stripes, and then I'll go in later and do it with watercolor. I'm going to go ahead and add like a big stem coming down because irises have kind of a big stem. It's almost like a straw for the flower, sucking up all the nutrients, right? So I'm gonna draw that. Place that so everything's coming out of it. So I have a stem. All right. So again, what we've done so far, we did kind of a golf ball size circle with a littler circle in the middle, but we didn't connect them at the bottom. We left that open. Then we have this little flame looking thing right here. And then on either side of this circle, we went out and drew like this big petal. And then at the bottom, we did a stem. Okay. If you want to, you can kind of draw in. You know that you're going to put some like lines here, but they can be whatever color lines you want later. Okay. All right. The next thing we're going to do is kind of try and draw the outside of this. It's kind of like a dewdrop shape. And then we'll add the little petal lines on the inside, okay? So from right here, kind of like where the corners are of this golf ball thing, that's where the petal's going to come out. So we're going to go out and up to a point. And do the same thing on the other side. Out and up to a point. Again, it doesn't matter if it's totally symmetrical. They're flowers, so they're not perfect. They're still beautiful. Okay? And then I'm going to take my pencil at the top, come down a little bit towards the left, but not all the way, and then just kind of make some little ripply designs over here to show the petal, okay? So, I did this, almost looks like a Hershey's Kiss or turnip type shape, and then I did the swirls, okay? And that's this part right here. All right? And if you go straight up from the flame, about where your pencil hits the squiggles, you're going to come down and around and meet up with this side. And all I did there was show that this petal is kind of folded over that petal. Okay? And then in a little bit we're going to see like these little pieces that are just folds in the flower that just make it look more real. And then you're going to see right here and right here some dark colors, and then kind of these ears coming off the side, and then a couple little extra ruffles. Okay? So, let's see where we stopped. Alright. So first I'm going to do this, I think it looks like upside down pants. It's really interesting. So I'm going to put, like, we're going to pretend they're pants. Pants leg there, and a pants leg there. And that just kind of shows the back side of these folded petals. And then over here, I'm going to add just an extra line there. And an extra line coming this way. And on this side, I'm going to draw an extra line coming this way, just to show that there's folds in this flower. I'm going to come over here and add another petal fold. Come up here, draw another petal fold. Alright, the frills are coming out. In fact, I would like to draw another one here. I don't know why. I'm just adding frills everywhere. Okay, so I added this frill, this one, these on the inside. And then I'm going to do these outer ones, okay? They look like little ears. Come up from the middle here. I'm just going to do like something like that, okay? I don't know how to describe that shape. It's interesting. It's like a little arm. And then we're going to have the back side of that petal coming off like that. And we'll be coming back in. You can't go wrong. There's so many squiggly lines in these iris flowers if you look them up online. Or maybe you guys have some. So right here I'm going to do another squiggly line right there. And probably another one like that there. Maybe this needs something there too. Alright. So I kind of have a general shape. And now I can get my watercolor and kind of figure out what I want to do with the rest of this. I said I was going to be pink, so I'll show you what to do. The flower doesn't have to be perfect. Again, you know, all flowers are different. But the thing I'm going to start with, I think, is this fuzzy part, okay? So I was trying to make this look fuzzy, the yellows and oranges. In a real iris, it's pretty fuzzy, but it can be whatever color you want. It doesn't have to be yellow. So for mine, I think I'm going to do like a red, because the rest of my flower is going to be pink. So I'm going to get some water, find the red, and then swirl, 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 swirl that water in there, swish it in there. And then I'm going to go inside this second smaller golf ball, you know, inside the golf ball. And I'm just going to make straight lines coming from the edge, and that's it. And the reason I'm doing that is because we want to take fuzzy it does look fuzzy. And then over here, I think I'm going to do a little bit more fuzziness to show that there's some inside the flower, inside the petals, and over here. Yep. I think that actually might be good for me. I think that might be good. You know who really likes to draw and paint, or who really used to like to draw and paint irises, was Georgia O'Keeffe. I mean, she did all kinds of flowers, but she loved to do watercolor and loved to do irises. Back there. Okay, so I'm going to start doing the rest of my flowers. And again, what I'm going to do is just go on the edges and do like little pink streaks like this, okay? I don't want to fill the whole thing in yet, and I'll show you why in a little bit. So I'm going back over them because I want them to be really dark. And they don't have to be perfect. You can kind of make them look however you want. Little lines on the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to actually do some more pink lines. Yes, give me, I can get them. Where I'm just going to take them and go like that. I have these really cool flower things. Okay. I'm not going to fill the whole thing in yet. I'm just doing these lines because I want these lines to be there. It's a part of the cool part of the pink. I mean, it's a cool part of the iris texture, you know? Alright. So I'm going to keep doing that. Same kind of pattern all over my iris. And then later on, you'll have all this pigment on your paper, and we're going to just add water and kind of drag a little bit of light color in. hope my irises bloom this year. When I lived in Raton, I planted a bunch, and they were blooming, and they were looking beautiful. And then when I moved to Trinidad, I uprooted them and brought them with me to Trinidad. And they grew where I planted them, but they didn't bloom except like one. So now I'm kind of sad, so I hope that they come back this year. Sometimes they don't bloom for the first year, I've heard. So hopefully that's normal. Did you guys get to look at the eclipse through goggles or telescope or anything exciting in Des Moines? If so, that's pretty cool. I kind of missed it because I was somewhere at the time where it was really cloudy, so I didn't get to see it at all. But some of my friends drove all the way to Austin, Texas to see a full eclipse show, so that is really cool. I heard it was like a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, not eclipses, just a full eclipse, you know, because we have a couple eclipses per year, just not full ones, right? I'm curious if you guys could travel anywhere in the world or see anything, what would you pick? My bucket list is to see the northern lights, like the auroras, pretty lights in the sky at night in the northern or southern hemisphere. I would really like to see that. But they're not happening all the time, so it's kind of hard to schedule a trip because you don't know if you'll see them, you know? I would hate to spend a bunch of money on a trip and not even like be a guarantee. And most places you go see them, you have to get a passport. And mine's expired, so I gotta apply for a new passport to go out of the country, stuff like that, you know. Okay. Ooh, I missed some spots. I just want to make sure I got all the color on the page that I want before I start going crazy. This thing is like a little bit of yellow, so I'm thinking I'm going to use red to separate that. This red is like this fuzzy piece that comes out. Oops. Okay, so I'm about ready here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to get a wet brush, just a wet brush, and we are going to go down and drag some of this color further into the iris with water. Not adding any more paint at this point. I'm just taking the color that's already there, adding water, and brushing it towards the center. See how that works? That's awesome. So then, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to take some of that pink from the outside edge, drag it into the middle. Just using a wet paintbrush and dragging that pink color up. In some areas, that color is going to fill the whole space. In other areas, it's probably not. You know, it's okay. All right. Starting to look pretty. Let's figure out what color I want like the inside of this to be. I just like the light pink. So I'll just drag some color in next to the pants shaped thing. I want this to stand out a little more, so maybe I'll make it red. All right. Okay, so might be way ahead of you guys. You can stop, you can rewind, don't forget, you can do that. The last thing I need to do is add the stem, right? So I'm just going to do color on one side of it. Okay. And leaving the rest dark versus light. Okay. I'm just going to take my wet brush and drag that color into the other side. Okay. That gives it some depth. It looks like it has the light part and a dark part where the light's hitting it, okay? Alright, so there we go. Pink iris. There's a purple one again. They look like tiger stripes, huh? So this is really pretty and might be something you could do for your mom, grandma, for Mother's Day. I think Staff Appreciation and Teacher Day is coming up as well. So that's something else you could do. It's pretty exciting. I think there might be another video for irises on my channel if you want to look at what it would look like to do another color. But otherwise, I will see you at 8 a.m. tomorrow for our Zoom. And this is, kind of our backup, just in case that doesn't work. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye now.